Hey, I'm in Medellin, Colombia today. I've been here for the past 2 weeks. It's one of a few cities outside of North America that I've visited more than once. I really like this city. I thought I would go over some of the reasons why I like it, some of the reasons why, if you haven't been here, you should visit here, and some tips for where to stay and things to do as well. So let's get started. There's one name that's synonymous with Medellin and their history. The people here really are not proud of that time. They want to move past it. It's something that, really, I don't even want to say the person's name. I did go to one of the museums about a week ago, and you kind of feel dirty being in there because you don't know who's profiting off of it. In the walking tours and things like that, they will talk about the Medellin's history, and his name is part of that history. It was an awful time in Medellin's past, and Medellin wants to be known for what they are today, which is, really a pretty clean city, a fairly safe city. The people are extremely friendly. It's a progressive city as far as they have a great metro. The sidewalks are lined with ridges to help the blind. Another one of the reasons I like the city, on top of how friendly people are, is that it's extremely easy to navigate. 3.5 million people, and you can get from any one point to another point through walking in the metro in under an hour and for less than $1 US. Back from Envigado, where I started this video, that's a little more residential part of Medellin in the south. The people that stay there probably want to be a little farther away from all of the action and stuff like that. The section that I'm staying in now is Laureles Estadio, which I would compare to maybe a bit of a college town. University on one side, you've got the soccer stadium on the other side of the town. We went to a soccer game a few nights ago. If you're here during that season, I highly recommend doing that. And then in between, a lot of bars, restaurants with side streets with cafes and hotels and hostels, apartments, things like that. The previous 10 days we were in El Poblado, which is one of the more popular areas for tourists. Kind of like a college town also, without the college, a lot of nightlife, and it's another great place to stay. All of these areas are close to a metro and easy to get to other parts of town. If you're staying in any of these sections, like I mentioned, do the soccer game. You may want to visit some of the museums. I went to the Museo de Antioquia, which is the museum for the state that Medellin is located in. That's in Centro, and really, outside of doing a tour or visiting the museum, there's no reason to go to Centro. It's really bananas, a little bit unsafe there. A lot of the tourists will go through there. That's about the only way that you want to visit those areas. I want to show a couple of the activities that we did that I highly recommend visiting when you're here. The first is Comuna 13. That is a neighborhood that used to be one of the most dangerous in all of Medellin, and they have converted it into a popular tourist area, but it's also a great place to go to get some good artwork, to see all the different types of artists they have there, whether it's dancing or singing, physical artwork that they do. So I want to show some of the video for that, but it's definitely worth a couple hours of your time.
Se parece una novia que tengo en los Estados Unidos. Que estábamos improvisando aquí en Medellín, yo el futuro. Y llegó el profesor de Volver al Futuro. Volver al Futuro, claro, mira, de verdad. Tiene que entender que antes de improvisar. Pero mira acá con la cultura. Y si así eres verde, ¿cómo será madura? Yo la veo, pero yo palabreo porque improviso con lo que veo. Si me dice que es tu esposo, te tiro. Porque a las mujeres lindas les gustan los feos, morenos. No, los morenos. Que se percata. Y no importa que sea feo mientras tenga plata. Sí, es verdad. Y alegría es lo que yo causo. Y si le gustó, que recupere un aplauso. Tírate un paso. Verónica, tírate un paso.
The second thing is Parque RV. You can take a metro cable car, head out, see how you're leaving the Valley of Medellin, and then you're up in the park, which is, I don't even know, 16,000 hectares or something like that. But you're going all the way over the forest, and they're dropping you down where you can do, they have 54 miles of trails. There's a little market there. So anyway, so here's just a little bit of video from that too. And it's maybe round trip 28,000 Colombian pesos, which is like $6 US. We did a couple of day trips from Medellin. The first one is a must do. It's an all day trip. You can do it on your own. Buses go there, but I would recommend just going with the tour group. It can be as little as about $20 US, and that is Guatape. So here's some of the highlights from the trip that we took out there. The second is to Santa Fe, and it's again, if you take the bus, it's an all-day trek because the bus takes about 3 hours, but you can Uber it for around $30 each way. I wouldn't say it's a must-do for sure, but if you have some time and you want to get out of the city, it's a pretty drive, and the town's very cute, but you can do everything that you need to do there in about 2 to 3 hours. There's a word that they say in Medellin, and that's papaya, which is essentially you need to be aware of your surroundings at all times. We took 400 trips, more than 400 trips on the subway or the metro and buses between our group, and there was one time where someone wasn't aware, and literally someone was in their pocket and stole their iPhone, jumped back onto the metro. Really frustrating, but again, just a lesson that you do need to be aware of your surroundings at all times. And you know, everybody that I've talked to that lives here is like, nothing bad has ever happened to me, but you know, you grow up aware of your surroundings. We're tourists, we're not as aware, and these things happen. I think that about covers everything for Medellin. Hopefully I've convinced someone to come visit, and if you are planning on visiting and you need a travel partner or partners, myself or Ali or both of us together are happy to come out and be your travel companion. We work pretty cheap, flight maybe a little per diem, and we're good to go. All right, thanks a lot, take care.